Hey everyone, I'm Flo, Judas behind the camera, and we're all about simple food, simple faith. We are making pork dumplings today. Chinese New Year is just around the corner. It lands on February 17th this year, and it is the year of the horse. Dumplings are one of those menu items that are often eaten at Chinese New Year's because it reminds people of the Chinese ingots that are like little shapes of gold nuggets or silver nuggets, and it is a symbol of prosperity and wealth. You can find the original recipe in my cookbook, Chinese Home Style, but I'm making a few adjustments today. I've been seeing a lot of viral videos on dumpling bakes, and I was just wondering if that's something that you guys are interested in seeing me do, like remaking some of these viral recipes and posting them. Let me know in the comments below. We're just making regular pork and Napa cabbage dumplings today. So I'm gonna start with the Napa cabbage. Napa cabbage is a little bit different from regular cabbage. It's more tender, it lasts a really long time in your fridge, and we're going to use about, I think I have 9 leaves here. And we're just gonna cut this up into little bits. Just gonna cut the big pieces off. It's finding an easy way to cut everything up. So this recipe, you'll need about the same amount of weight of vegetable to ground pork. So I'm using a pound of ground pork, and there's about a pound of Napa cabbage here. Napa cabbage is also really cheap. It's only like 99 cents a pound compared to other vegetables. You can also put this through a food processor if you want. You just have to make sure to pulse it and not let it go, because you don't want it to be one watery mess. Just transferring it into a colander because I want to salt it a little bit to get rid of some of the excess moisture. Just using about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to toss this around. And we're just going to let this sit and get everything else ready to go. I'm also using 3 stalks of a green onion that I'm also going to chop up finely. If you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe because it really does help the channel. Moving on to our pork mixture, I'm going to do the sauce first. So I've got 1 teaspoon of sugar. I'm just using regular sugar. You can use brown sugar if you like. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, just regular soy sauce or light soy sauce. 1 tablespoon of rice wine. If you don't have rice wine, you can just use another tablespoon of soy sauce. 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And about 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. I'm using the Better Than bouillon. And 2 tablespoons of water. I'm just gonna mix that together. And I have about a pound of lean ground pork. I'm also using about a tablespoon of grated ginger. You can use a back of the knife or a spoon to take off the skin very easily just by scraping it. And I like to grate my ginger because I can't seem to chop it up fine enough the way I like it. Great, and we're gonna mix it together. We're gonna stir in one direction because my mom says you always stir pork in one direction. And the cats have gone mad. As you mix in one direction, it creates this texture in the pork. Makes it, I guess, taste better. when it's cooked. And you can tell when your pork is well mixed when you start seeing these strands develop as you keep mixing in one direction. Can you see it? All right, look at all the liquid that has dripped out of the Napa cabbage. So I'm going to take this over to the sink and just gently squeeze out the remaining liquid. So after squeezing out all the liquid, like that's all you have left. So I basically just took handfuls and just like squeezed out the water like that over the sink. And yeah, so they're much drier now, and that just adds a different texture to the dumpling than if you were to just use them without removing the excess liquid. Putting that in, oh, let me show you the pork. So I kept stirring for a while, so now you can see that the texture of the pork is much stringier and stickier. And that's what we want. Okay, dumping in the Napa cabbage, along with the green onion, and 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. And we're going to mix this all together. You want to keep mixing in the same direction. I once asked my mom why we do that, and she said, well, if you go the other way, you're going to undo everything. So to make these dumplings, it probably cost me about $8.50 for the meat, the Napa cabbage, and the dumpling wrappers. Now the dumpling wrappers were only $2.50 for a pack, and I can make about 60 of them with the dumpling filling that I've made. So how much is that compared to what you can get in the store? Probably half the amount that you would normally pay for a bag of dumplings, and you know exactly what's going into them. So these dumpling wrappers are not particularly thick or thin. They are called dumpling wrappers. They're not wonton wrappers. Wonton wrappers are square and more thin, and I think there are dumpling wrappers that are more thick. If I was making them from scratch, they would definitely be more thick because I'm not very good at making them. So I am glad that I can buy them, and they're cheap enough that I'm happy to just pay the $2.50 for them. We're going to fill it with about 2 teaspoons of filling. Don't overfill it because then you won't be able to close it. And we're going to wet the edges. And if you want, you can just fold it in half and seal it like a pierogi. Or you can bring it up in the middle and just make 2 pleats on each side. And just squeeze the top, pinch the top so that it doesn't come apart. And there you go. Then they look like dumplings. The dumpling wrappers also have a side that's a little bit more floured than the other. So the floured side is actually outside, and then the not as much floured side is the inside. Either I remembered incorrectly or I bought a different brand. So there's only 36 wrappers in one of these packages, but it comes in a package of 2. So there's at least 72 wrappers in there. And look at all the filling I still have. I've already made 30 dumplings, and this will definitely take me out to 72, I'm guessing. They don't give you a count, so there's that. Okay, bring a pot of water to boil to get these cooked up. And I'm just going to drop in maybe 12 of them. Okay, and we're just going to maybe turn down the heat a little bit. On a medium-high boil, just wait until they cook up and they will start to float. So just make sure to give them a stir so that they're not sticking to the bottom. Once the water is boiling again, we're going to cook them for 4 to 5 minutes. Once they've been cooking for about 4 to 5 minutes, we're going to add a cup of cold water and wait for that water to boil again. And my understanding is that it just makes the texture of the dumpling wrapper to be a little bit more chewy in texture. And once the water boils again, they're ready to go. I'm just going to turn off the heat and get them on a plate. You could also pan fry these. So if you're going to pan fry them, I would probably start with steaming them first, and then once they're done steaming, then put them on a frying pan, a non-stick frying pan with some oil, and just fry the bottoms of them. With the remaining dumplings, you can freeze them. Just lay them on a sheet pan lined with parchment paper and make sure that they're just in one layer and freeze them that way, then throw them all in a freezer bag. If you throw them all in a freezer bag to begin with without freezing them first, it will just freeze in one giant clump and you won't be able to get them separated. So freezing them individually, and then when you cook them the same way, just in boiling water, wait for them to float, cook them for 4 to 5 minutes, and then pour in your cup of water and wait for it to boil again, and then they're ready to go. We're just gonna serve the dumplings with a traditional black vinegar. And black vinegar is very different from any type of vinegar. So it really is worth having a bottle just for your dumplings. Just gonna pour a little bit into the dish. And if you want it to be a little bit spicy, you can add some chili oil. And there you have it. Are you all ready for?
Dude, this is the taste. I'm back, but not 100%. But hey, I do for you guys, the team, right? Yeah. Something so simple and straightforward. It doesn't look grand, but there's so much flavor and so much meaning behind these things. Here's a little dip into the sauce of the chinkang vinegar, and in this case it's lao gan ma. Not too fiery hot, but got all the good flavor of the crisp oil. All right. Nice texture. Crunch from the veg, the simple flavors of the sauce in the meat. And the wrapper has a nice give to it. With that dipping sauce all together, pockets of deliciousness. And perfect for Chinese New Year.
Awesome, thanks, dude. Looking forward to Chinese New Year and all the different foods that go with it. For this recipe, check it out on my blog, FLO'S.com.